Hello, my name is Dr. Joe Pizzorno. I'm the founding president and returning president of Bastyr University, the author or co-author of 6 textbooks for doctors and 8 books for consumers, and the editor-in-chief of Integrative Medicine at Clinicians Journal, which is PubMed indexed. I've been studying medicine for a very long time now. I graduated way back in 1975, so half a century of experience. One of the areas I've been very, very interested in is nutrition, and I've studied nutrition a lot. As I studied nutrition, I realized that about 100 years ago, some of the simplifications that were necessary for research and understanding nutrition, those simplifications have resulted in some errors that we are now suffering today. So 100 years ago, our understanding of physiology and the technology available to us was very limited. So we had to determine what was important in food by what was necessary to keep animals alive. Now, of course, there's examples of human nutritional deficiencies, scurvy, beriberi, things like this, but the vast majority was on what keeps animals alive. And that was great. And now that we found the vitamins and the minerals and the amino acids and et cetera, a total of 43 different molecules. So the nutrition community basically kind of made an unconscious assumption that since only these molecules were necessary for life, then the other molecules in food were not important. So when food is grown chemically, and you can see why it was so exciting, because you dramatically increased yields to feed a growing human population. So that was kind of a comforting thing to think, well, the food's got what it's needed, it's got the vitamins and minerals and such. But you then look at food and you have to ask yourself, well, what else is in food other than the, quote, important molecules? Well, it turns out there are 50,000 other molecules in food when you look at all the foods around the world. So we had this assumption that 99.9% of what was in food was not important as long as those 43 molecules were maintained. Well, it turns out those other molecules in food are critical for health, not necessarily a life, but critical for health. And by removing those molecules from the food supply, we dramatically increase our susceptibility to cancer, to environmental toxins, to behavioral changes in children. The list is incredibly long. So I'm going to be presenting for the first time a lecture on what has been the impact of losing these molecules from the food supply and how we can make foundational changes and improvements in our patients' health by recognizing the critical importance of real whole food. I look forward to meeting you.